What do you do when your fingers are chilly? You rub them together, of course. You are using friction to generate thermal energy or heat to make your hands warmer. So what is friction? Friction is known as the resistance that two objects or surfaces experience when one moves over the other. The classic example is just a regular old block on an inclined plane. So imagine if you set a block on a hill. The flat block, you might or might not slide down the hill depending on how much friction it and the hill have. So the block presses against the hill and the hill presses against the block, and gravity is pulling down on the block trying to get it to slide down the hill. So you have the force of gravity wanting the block to slide down the hill, but you have the force of friction stopping the block. Now, if you made the block round, it would just roll down the hill because it's a ball and there's not as much friction. You've reduced the friction because there's less surface area touching the hill. Now, you also have to consider the force of air resistance, but air resistance is just the friction of the air molecules on the block, so it really is just another kind of friction. But when two objects rub up against each other, they have friction. The more friction they have, the harder it is to make them move over each other. The less friction they have, the easier it is to make them move over each other. Ice has very little friction and you slip and slide like crazy. Rocks and gravel have a lot of friction, as anybody who's ever tried to roller skate over them knows. And that's friction.